Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Come on in the room. I'll be on the screen in a few minutes. Just want to make sure everything is technically working properly. How's your Saturday going? This beautiful afternoon. Just gonna bring you a few great topics, a lot of things that I want to discuss, keep you abreast of what I'm doing over here at the best of the 757 Community Talk Show and WVDM. We want everybody to be aware and be a part of the movement because a lot of things in our community is not going the way that we want it to go. But one thing we must be able to get together and come along and come together and work together and make sure that everything is working for the next generation. And that's what it's all about with me. The best of the seven. That's why it's called the best of the 757 community talk show, because we want everybody in the 757, the 804, the two up and two down VA to recognize that we are here not just to talk and party and have a great time all the time, but we gotta get together and know that what's really important is our future generation. And the things that we try to do and accomplish in our community, we can't do it alone. We must come together and work together so we can get things done for our future generation. So I hope everybody is able to hit that share link. Yes, this is WVDM. This broadcast is produced by Vaughn Digital Media. Vaughn Digital Media, WVDM. That's what it stands for. It was a little technical stuff with the W, but Vaughn Digital Media is the owner of all content that's put up and produces with courtesy of other videos of other people from other sites that I try to promote to help them to get recognized in our community, that we got positive young people out there doing great things, and they can't do it by themselves. They cannot do it by themselves. We have to come together. I do it in the music realm to let people be aware that, hey, we all need to try to support our local artists, because the simple reason is, we might have made it in some capacity of our lives in the type of career that we chose to do, the path we chose to do. But young people today are sometimes misled or misguided, and we sometimes get frustrated because we're older now. Our time span is short. We just want to do what's good for what we want to get done in our lives, and the young people mostly are defending for themselves. I went to the NAACP meeting at the poolside cooking. I mean, I did have that logo up, but I did take it. I think I replaced it with something else. But I'll put the young lady that owned poolside cooking. This lady right here owns poolside cooking, and she let them, the NAACP and the superintendent of the Virginia Beach School Board, the superintendent of the schools in Virginia Beach, this gentleman here on the picture with GA for Justice, Georgia Allen. The topics, was about, the changes that they got to do with the government, federal government, and Donald Trump, taking certain things out of the curriculums. And like you see, he's doing in the news all the time, with colleges and universities banning people from other countries to come to the United States. cutting things that help support the Black community. Because, like you said, how are you going to make America great again? By continue to feed the pipeline to prison. Our young people are the ones that go to prison, and when they do something, they don't understand that they're going to jail, and they'll be in there from anywhere from 10 to 30 years, depending on whatever the case might be, or what they're arrested for. We have to be able to educate our young people and say guns and violence is not the way. And it's not just saying it. You got to eat that. You got to preach that. You got to show that by showing them love. We talk about everything else, but we rarely use the word love in our conversation with our young people. That word right there is the most powerful word on the planet. More powerful than a gun. More powerful than drugs. Doesn't matter what race, creed, or color you are. If you know what that word stands for, then you know that's the most powerful thing on the planet. It even make their enemies buckle their knees. It'll make a stranger want to be a friend. Love. See, love conquers all. That's how they conquered the United States. Christopher Columbus came here, and they went back to England and Spain, talking about he found America. America wasn't lost. It was always there. They didn't know how to get here. That's why they got married with Farrakhan. When Farrakhan said, tell him, when he talks, what he talks. It's in a history book somewhere. But some of those history books don't get open. Some of those history books are not privileged to everybody. That's why you have to go to college. They don't want to talk about it. See, the person that brought Columbus here, Columbus didn't discover anything. He had a Moor that was on the ship with him. And the Moor told him after the other two ships mutiny and threw him off board, and the ship that the Moor was on picked Columbus up out of the ocean and said, I know how to get to the land where you want to go to. And he got here before they did. And you saying, well, where's that land at? You living in it. You living in it. Virginia Beach is where he came. People are like, well, he came to no. The most sacred land in the United States is Virginia Beach. You can talk all you want to. You can't prove that by me. The most sacred land is right here in Virginia Beach. It's the largest city in Virginia. You are blessed to be in this land, in Virginia. You got to do your research. Stop letting people just tell you anything. See, they have a tendency in politics to tell you what you want to hear, but they ain't going to tell you what you need to know. See, the difference is there's a need to know. And then, as they said, there's a need to know and there's a need not to know. That's why we have the person in the White House now doing what he's doing. He's going to make America great again. Well, how are you going to make America great? By putting Black and brown people in slavery. Well, ain't no such thing as slavery. That's why you got the prison system. That's slavery. Don't you know that? Don't you know Virginia at one time had more prisons in the state of Virginia than any state in the history of this country? Virginia used to have over 800 and some prisons. 800 and some prisons. Do your research. There's so much information on the internet now. You don't even have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to nobody. Just go say Google or whatever phone you got, and they'll bring it up to you. I mean, I learned that a long time ago. See, I've been on the internet ever since. As Al Gore told you, he invented the internet. He didn't invent the internet. What he did is he got the bill passed through Congress for the internet. The internet was built for the United States military. That's what the internet was built for the government. But after the Gulf War, they, like they do everything else, they broke it down and privatized it. And anybody that could afford to come along and work on it and bid on it. And who came along? Ted Turner. Ted Turner is the one that connected to the internet before anybody else, even before Google and all the other social medias they got now. You got to know how the game is played. Stop playing checkers. See, y'all play checkers. See, when you're talking about business and knowledge, that's a chess game. You got to know how to move, and you got to know how to move in silence. You got to know how to strategize. When you playing chess, you don't talk. Checkers, you can talk and, smack and all that. But when you playing chess, that's the thinking person's game. You got to think, and you got to have strategy to be able to see moves 4, 5, and 8 moves ahead of the game. While you sitting over there pondering mean, thinking in a way that, I can get out of this. And once you touch the piece on the board, you can't take your hand off it. You have to move that piece. Oh, wait a minute. I don't want to move that. No. You already moved. Know the strategy of the game. Learn the game. Stop being a pawn. We being pawns on the chessboard. They tell you what you want to hear, and when they get in office, 2, 4 years, they still doing the same thing. Come back another 4 years and tell you another story. Hey, you know what? What's being done? What's being done? I appreciate the superintendent of the school board wanted to do dialogue with the Black community. But the Black community came out and we discussing cell phones at the school board. When you look at the videos, the kids want to know about the cell phones. Parents talk about, my kid need to know about the cell phone. They need to have their cell phone in school just in case something happens. What? Really think about this. You arguing with the teachers. You're arguing with the principals. You want to go down to school board, got your kids down there and talk about the cell phone. We need the cell phone. Why don't you need the book? You need your book. You need to pay attention to the teacher. I don't like to talk a lot when going to these type of meetings. I sit back and listen to what the people are saying, because the Bible said those that have an ear, let them hear. Anybody can get up and talk and make accusations or conversation about something, but listen to what the conversation is about. The cell phone. You got a man that's going to walk into school with a gun, kill people, and you worried about getting a phone call. What you going to do? You can't even stop the people in your community. But I can stop. I can stop the school board. Really? Won't you pay attention to your child? See, the thing is, your child, you worry about the cell phone that your child got, just in case something happened. Well, what happens when you go to the clubs at night? You leave and come back 4, 5 in the morning. Is your son or daughter calling you on the cell phone? When they call you, do you answer? Most time you don't. I'll talk about it when I get home. But if they're in school, they need that cell phone. Well, I went to school. When I was going to school, there weren't cell phones. Teachers had a little bit more control over the class. People were able to graduate, go on to college, graduate from college and start a career. We around here worrying about getting a video for TikTok or YouTube or Facebook. Yeah, I'm responsible. Yeah, hey, look, I'm doing it myself. Look at me. Look, where am I at? Facebook. I'm on YouTube. I'm on TikTok. I got all the channels locked down. I appreciate y'all watching my videos, though. Please watch more of my videos. Comment, do some thumbs up. Hey, buy me some stars. Support me by buying some stars. You ain't got to buy $1 million worth, but buy some, please. It helps the algorithm. See, that's for the algorithms. That's for you to move upper level. But what we need to understand is our kids need our attention. People like, where your kids at? My kids are grown. All my kids are grown. I lost one. I lost my youngest daughter. I loved her to death. You know, I keep a picture up here so when I talk about her, you know, I can show you. I love my daughter. Her name was Shonda. Was Shonda. I call her Shonda. That's a picture of her, and that's a picture of me and her. When I took her at Luxury Brown, when she dressed up and came up for my birthday. Her anniversary of her death comes up in June. She was born in June. She died in June. But I know I'll see her again because I know what kind of person she was. We all fall short of grace. We all fall short somewhere along the way. Everybody's fighting battles, illnesses. Yeah, you know, I was in the hospital with COVID. Suffered with that for over 2 years. Then I come out with this system they got up for. You're supposed to see a doctor. They got you seeing a practitioner and get mad with you because you won't go along with the program. Never seen a doctor. But that's a conversation for another day. But that's why you pray. Because if you don't pray, taking all these medications, and every time you go to a doctor, they want to have surgery on your body. Why? They took so much blood. When I went in the hospital, they had enough blood. I don't know what they do with it, but I'm gonna track that down too. They took this much blood out of my arm when I went to the hospital. This much blood in four things to run tests on. Why did you need 4 of these? This much blood out of my body. Then I have to wind up having surgery and having my left toe removed, my big toe. And I don't even eat. Look, you a diabetic. That's expected. Right. Yeah. Okay. Now they still trying to get me to do more surgery. No. I got the doctor I need. Hold up. I don't know if you know his name or not, but his name is Jesus. Take it to the Lord and leave it there. Because I ain't keep going back and forth in these hospitals. But I was blessed to be able to get a doctor that I can see, that helped me to see. And if you got cataracts or need surgery, I'm telling you right now, this doctor that I had did a great job that I was able to see now. I see like Superman. I can look at you and I can look all the way back there. I can see while I'm talking to you on the internet. But that's a joke. But thanks to him, I'm able to see now. But what I'm doing and working on is for the future generation and for those people that like to support that. You know, I appreciate it. So what I'm implementing now when I come on, I'll go on to different TikTok pages that people that's on my page and promoting them. You already know I promote 757 artists. I promote people locally on my radio format. I play more local artists than I play national artists. And you say, yeah, right. Well, see, the difference is it's not a talent show. It's not a pick and choose which artists. These are people that spent money, went in a recording studio, and before they did that, sit in their room or wherever they get inspired to write a song or lyrics. Then got to buy equipment. Or if they can't afford the equipment, they go pay somebody that has a recording studio and work with them on that. And hoping that they get a product that's quality enough to put out to the public to support them. And that's what WVDM is all about. And that's why I'm asking everybody that comes on or watch this video now or later to go to the App Store in Apple and download WVDM. WVDM is in the Apple Store. It's free. It's safe. And you can buy any song that I play on my station. And all you have to do is, it's an arrow that's on right beneath the video. Or when you got the app on your phone, there's an arrow or a basket. It's a basket up there. You click on that basket and you can buy the song that is playing, or you can stroll to the ones that had played and purchase any artist song right from there, straight to your phone. And they're anywhere from, I'll say the lowest I've seen is 69 cents, 99 cents, and $1.29 to buy a song. All we have to do is support our people in the 757. Show our young people that supporting each other, not taking a gun and trying to shoot at your neighbor, or people that everybody's teasing. Now they get in a gang, and next thing you know, everybody around here running through the neighborhood shooting one another. We lose more people in our communities, in the Black community, than you lose in a war, because it's on every day. What part are we going to get to the point where we're going to start representing our future with, getting away from this negativity? That's why you see me doing what I do. I'm looking for sponsors that want to buy advertising on this show. And if you like to buy some advertising, I got special rates. The number to call is 757-76 630-9745. And leave a message, and me or one of my people that I work with will reach out to you. Or you can text me at that number. You can send a text directly to my phone, 757-630-9745. And I get so many texts and stuff, but I'll get with you as soon as I see it. You type of an urgency or something. And I do marketing. I've been doing it for over 50 years. Most of the clubs you saw that I was in, I marketed. For over 50 years, I've been writing commercials that you heard about Picasso's on the radio. I wrote them. If you heard it on any station, I wrote them. Z104. If you heard it at Norfolk State, I wrote them. They produced them. Or when I write something, you have to write to the person's voice. You have to know how to write copy for the person that's going to deliver it. Everybody don't have the right sound, the right, just like in music, it's a certain pitch you got to have to deliver to get the attention of the audience. And I'm hoping that, y'all can help. Even with my, soon I'll be charging, putting a charge of 99 cents on my Facebook pages, so that I can make money to further build the brand. The money is not going to me, it's going to somebody else. I got to have posters made. I got to have banners made to do work in the community. Nothing is free. I produce comic books, coloring books. I got a line of a merch that's coming out. But all that money is going back into the community to help our young people to understand that we love them. We need them. I have a nonprofit 501c. I've been having one. And I'm the last person that the city or state will give money to. But yet, I've partnered with other people so they can get their nonprofit status. So they can get money in their community in other states. But I decided to stay here. I've been offered all kinds of deals. You need to come to the ATL, man. I was offered a contract with DTLR when I had Picasso's. But I had Picasso's managing a store down in Franklin and another club, Picasso's in Richmond. I'm like, I can't. I'm already working. I get like, when I'm working and running a nightclub or managing, you just see me in the DJ booth when I dress up. But all day long, I'm out working. I'm working. I don't depend on nobody but me. When it happens to me, ain't nothing gonna move. But I put people in place so if that happens, the ship doesn't sink. I'm the captain. I'm tired of seeing young people dying. They ain't my kids. My kids are grown. I got grandkids. Most of them are grown. I got great grandkids. And they growing up to be grown. But that's how God, I'm blessed. I'm blessed because that's what God allowed me to have. And I'm going to take this time right now to put up some of the things that I'm working on. I always promote my son. His name is Alex, the comic Bond, Alexander. He's the comedian. This is one of his videos. I hope you'll watch it.
Y'all calling me Unc in the comment section is crazy. But I remember growing up, like in middle school or high school, like you wouldn't even get a girl's number if you didn't have an iPhone. You texted a girl and a green bubble popped up, you got blocked like the next day. Now that I've grown up, I realized how dumb and superficial that stuff was. The most prominent time I remember, I used to go to the skating rink a lot. I was helping this one really cute girl. I taught her how to skate backwards. She was impressed by the moves, and by the end of the night, she was basically hinting at me to make the next move, and I completely froze. I told her I'll be right back. I went to go change my skates into my shoes, and I left out the back exit, and she was waiting for me the entire time. And then I swear from that moment on, she didn't like she hated me. And what's awkward is that the only reason why I didn't even try to interact with her is because at the current time I didn't have a phone. I had to use my mom's phone if I wanted to text or call anybody. I didn't want to get clowned for trying to pick up a girl using my mom's phone.
That's my son, Alex. When he was small, when he was 3 or 4 years old, 5 and 6 years old, he was in school. And he said, "Dad, can I talk on the mic?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I want to learn to be a DJ." I'm like, as you get older, I'll see. I didn't want none of my kids to do that because it's a dedication. It's a marriage. You're not just gonna get on a mic and DJ if you're not loyal to the people that you want to support you. And I know the hours I spent away from home that I could have been with my kids, I missed that. One of my sons told me, his name is Alex. His name is Kendrick. And one day we was at the club because I, hired him to help me pick up stuff that was part of his job working at the club. And he said, "Dad, you know that time when you told me you was going to come to see me in my school play?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I was looking for you to be in the audience, and you didn't come." That was the most hurting thing to hear him say, that I didn't come. I said, "Well, I work nights. I was working in the club." He said this. He said, "I know, but you told me you was going to come." and I was looking forward to it. And it may not dawn to you when you tell a child something or when you say something that they are looking at you, hoping that you follow through. And all I could do is say, I'm sorry. But inside I was crying because I told him something and I didn't do it. I needed to be at the club because that's what paid the bills. It paid my bills. I had a staff of 20 to 30 people that worked there. It paid their bills. If you drop the ball, somebody's going to suffer. Picasso was over for over 14 years, owned and operated. My brother, Dr. Vaughn, bought it. I retained being manager, and amongst the other titles that I had or duties. But in order for things to work, somebody got to put the work in. Everybody can't walk around smiling and profiling and being a star. I'm not a star. I'm a worker. I work for the public. You, the public, paid my salary. You, the public, deserve the best entertainment in the city of 757, Virginia Beach, Norfolk. I only played slightly in my hometown of Portsmouth, Virginia. I played in Chesapeake. I played in North Carolina. I played in New York. To get the skills and techniques I have, it's not no overnight. That's 50 years of labor. Labor, not because I just wanted to be a DJ, because I wanted to make a statement to the young people, to my sons and daughters. If you put your mind to anything, you can make it work. Why are you walking around here with a gun? You want a gun? Go go join the police force. Or better yet, go in the military. So when you go to other countries fighting a war, you getting shot back at. Y'all running around here in the dark. You bad. Breaking into people's houses. You bad. Ain't nothing in nobody's house more valuable than the person that stay there. Understand, material stuff is not valuable. Why you think they make it every day? Every day you go to the store and buy something on a shelf. Next week, they replace it with somebody else's property. Know what you're doing. Know why you take pride in yourself. I don't have all the answers. I don't claim to have all the answers. I'm not a rocket scientist. But what I do claim is that I love people. That's why I DJ. That's why when you see me DJing, it's because the love of the people. Do I make a good living at it? Sometimes I do. You say, well, have you ever DJ'd and not get paid? Many times. Many times. Many times. I played at one event from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock the next morning by myself. Packed house. And the only reason I stopped in because the man said, hey, cut the music off and let these people go home. We've been here all night. Oh, you telling me like I don't know? I'm the DJ. I've been playing all night. I've been playing all night by myself. So it ain't no game with me. I keep telling people, you think you can play? Really? Well, let's see. I'll put you through the test. It's not about me. The message is about me. The message is for you to understand you can do the same thing. Why do you have a gun? Why are you throwing your life away, carrying a gun in your pocket? I did that when I was young. Hey, we all do something silly. We all do silly stuff. I did. But I learned my lesson. I walked into 7-Eleven when I was about 21 or 22. I had the gun because, at that time you couldn't carry a concealed weapon. You had to, you get a permit to carry a weapon. It has to be seen. I'll go into 7-Eleven, get me a soft drink and a honey bun. Guy standing at the counter, older guy, saying, "Hey man, you think you bad, don't you? You think you bad, don't you?" I didn't say nothing. I just waited till the cashier tell me how much I got to pay him. He said, "Man, you ain't talking, is you? Don't you know I'll take that gun away from you and shoot you with your own gun?" I still didn't say nothing. I went out to my car, got in my car. I sit there for a moment. And as I always tell people, my spirit said, take that gun off your hip. Put it in that glove compartment and don't take it out again. Don't wear it in a store again. And I never wore it again. I kept it in the glove compartment. I know that's concealed, but I would tell a police officer, he walk up, I have a gun in my glove compartment. It's registered with the police, so I lay it on the seat so he can see it and keep my hands in plain sight. We around telling our kids, I know my rights. Okay, if you know your rights is shut the hell up. Excuse my language. Why get the police officer who's been on the job maybe 4 or 5 hours, or you get a racist police officer and you say he's gonna show you what your rights is? All you gotta do is say yes sir, no sir. That's all. So you have to first make sure you know how you approach people. Good evening, sir. How you doing? When they come to my car, before I even stop my car, I slow down, put my blinkers on, and I'm reaching in my glove compartment to get my license and my registration card. So if they pull me over when they walk up, they say, good evening. Do you know why I stopped you, sir? No. Well, here you go. When they look at me like, I ain't asked you for nothing. Why are you handing me that? Well, I know you stopped me for something. You ain't stopped to say, hey, how you doing? You want a cup of coffee? Here's my license and registration. Because I don't want no trouble. I don't want no accidents. I don't want you saying something to me that's going to make me react so you can put me in jail or take my life. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be disrespectful because you are the law. And y'all don't even study stuff. When a policeman stand there in front of you in plain sight, he put his hands on his belt. Why do you think he got his hands on his belt? So you can see his hands. But they ain't going to tell you. And then after you start talking, what he going to do? Then he put his hand on your car door. And once he do that, you cannot move. You cannot leave that scene. You cannot drive off. Because you know why? You're under the authority of the police and the state. Because he represents the state and the city he's in. So once he put his hand on your vehicle, he can detain you as long as he wants. But you get mad. Oh, you a bad man. You a bad girl. Bad girl, bad girl. What you gonna do? Sit there and be cool, man. Be cool. Hey, be cool, baby. Be cool, babe. I'm cool, man. Act like you're high. Act like you done had too many drinks. I'm cool, man. Here you go, brother. Here you go, bro. Here you go, my man. I know I'm not your man. Especially don't call him my man when he's white. I ain't your man. Don't call him son if he's black. I ain't your son. You're right. You're not God. You're not God. The Son of Man. You got it twisted. That's why you got the sun in the sky and S-O-N. They got you tricked up. Words got power. But we take it for granted that we can say and talk any way we want to. I mean, I get a little hyper when people trying to tell me things that I know that it don't work that way. And they're going to keep calling my number like you're going to make me believe what you're saying. Your words don't have no power over me. Nobody's words have power over me. Only God. People are like, well, I can, no, you can't. I tell you like this, you can do whatever you want to me. You can try to do whatever you want to. I can't stop you. But the God I serve will. The God I serve will. We around here teaching our young people the wrong things. They need to respect the law. They need to respect your house. They need to respect your rules. And you run around here taking up phone because of a cell phone so they can make a TikTok, get kicked out of school, interfering with the teacher, trying to educate them, give them some knowledge so they can make it on their own. We losing kids to foolishness. My kid, you're hearing his videos. He talks about it. This comedy sketch. He had to use his mom's phone to call about it. He in high school. You're not going to get no phone. I'll let you know when you can get one. You get good grades, then I'll get you whatever you want. You got to pay the price. You got to toe the line. Ain't nothing free in this world. You go in a store, a dollar store, and you got 2 and 3 kids in there together. One's a lookout, the other's a lookout, and the other one's putting stuff in his pocket in a dollar store. Or go in a 7-Eleven or a grocery store and take a 6-pack of beer. Or go in a liquor store and take a bottle and go to jail. The foolishness. You don't want to tell them that they're doing something wrong? But you can come home and go to school and argue with the teacher, the principal, the police officer. Somebody's child is dead. For what? For some material stuff that you can't take with you. All the stuff you see in museums is stuff our ancestors and other people, ancestors left for you to admire. And you ain't figured it out yet. Half the kids in the 757 ain't never left the block. I didn't go to Virginia Beach until I was 20-some years old. My friends be like, yo, we're going down to the beach, man. We're going down to Virginia Beach. I'm not going to Virginia Beach. But we don't want to talk about that. We want to talk about a party. Who's getting high? Where I can get the joint at, man. Where I can get some of them pills, brother. Can you drop me off? I had friends, if they wanted to drink on the weekend, I didn't drink. I was the designated driver. I didn't drink. Well, I have consumed some type of alcohol, wine or beer. Spirits, I don't drink liquor. But you say, well, all this is alcohol. Well, that's right. But Jesus drank wine. He turned water into wine. I know how to turn water into wine. Do you know how to do it? Do you know how to make wine? I do. Because my dad made wine and I watched him make it. So I know how to make wine. So please don't get it twisted. There's many things I know how to do. It's what I pick and choose to do. As I used to tell people, I might act stupid, but I'm a long ways from being dumb. Our kids are dying and there ain't no mothers crying. They put on sunshades. Well, I lost my son last night. I'm going to remember his name and start in a 501c. We got more 501cs in our community in the history of time of having 501cs. And I know everybody loses a child and want to keep their memory alive. But let's look at it this way. Why do you keep the child alive? So he could have his memories. We get it twisted. We get it twisted. And I know people might watch this and say, hey, man, you talking like that, man. Why are you talking like that? Because I'm tired of seeing kids die. I'm tired. I watch the news every day. Every day. 3 and 4 times a day. I've been doing it ever since I've been disabled. So please don't tell me about people dying. I done lost people to violence in my community. I done lost a niece who was shot 5 times in New York City. Then the boyfriend that she was seeing, they said he committed suicide. But my sister was in the other room, woke up from her screaming, mommy, mommy. And she heard the gunshots, but she hid in the closet and waited. And she said someone closed the door. Well, you can't shoot somebody and then turn around and commit suicide and somebody leaves. I had a nephew, was in the wrong place at the wrong time. People were shooting. He got shot and died. I had another nephew that left New York to go down and stay in Georgia, became a security guard. He was sitting out on the stoop in front of his house. Drive by. He died. I had people that come to the club. Was in the club, I'm talking to them, they leave, go drop some people off at the hotel. When they come back, the people at the hotel was dead. So I know death. It's not a pretty picture. For any mother or father has to bury their child before the child buried them. Let me lighten up a little bit. I know I get carried away. Some of our artists in the 757, from DJs to musicians. This first one is Roberta Lee.
Make sure you come on down.
I'm sorry. That's not Roberta Lee. This is Roberta Lee, if I got the right one. Let me see. I had it up here now. Let me count it. I think this is Roberta Lee. She used to be a teacher at Booker T. At Booker T High School in Norfolk, off of Virginia Beach Boulevard. Princess Anne. It was a big school, so it's around 3 blocks, in perimeter. This is her. She was, I think, an English or teacher or a language teacher, whichever one she was teaching. But this is Roberta Lee, who's now is a country singer, and she's doing great. But everybody needs support. We need to support and buy our people's music. What is $1.29? You can buy a whole album for $5. Support our local people. But you support people that you don't know. Go to their concerts. But the person that stayed next door, you jealous?
Get your tickets, time to fly. Leave behind a 9 to 5. All the tricks and let's get lit. It's time for another girl trip. Book the rooms at the hotel. Set aside some cash for bail. Bad behavior, let it rip. It's time for another girl trip. Yeah, 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 yeah. Say yeah, 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 yeah. Say yeah, 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 yeah. It's time for another girl trip. Yeah, 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 yeah. Say yeah, yeah.
That was Roberta Lee from the 757. School teacher at Booker T. Yeah, she's doing big things, big things. I think I play all her music is on WVDM. That's why I ask everyone to download the app. Please support this brand. This is a brand. I will be out coming out soon through the community in the neighborhoods wherever you might see me, asking you to scan my t-shirt where I have the code on that you can download it right then. I'll give you 2 to 3 tickets so you can be listening to the radio station. If the number's called, you have a chance of winning. You know, I ain't got a lot of money, so don't think it's going to be some big money, but it's going to be something, a gift card or, you know, a few dollars that you can put, you know, a gallon of gas in your car. Or maybe you can eat at one of the fast food restaurants, just you. Or go to 7-Eleven, get a soda and a hot dog. You know, but one thing's for sure, I'm coming. If I have to do it alone, I'll do it alone. Because it's not about me. I do one thing. I've been doing it for years. It's about this. It's about these kids. These kids are now almost adults. These kids right here are almost adults. We only want to support the things that hold our interest. Hold our interest. My interest is everybody. But I'm not going to pretend what I do is easy and I don't need no help. But I'd rather see these people grow up to be an adult, grow up to own their own business, to grow up to make a change in the community. I can't stress it no more than what I say. And I know I get on a topic and sometimes don't want to give it up. I'm in the Hampton Roads Black Radio announcers in the 757. And I was honored to get an award from them last year. The Presidential Award for Community Service, courtesy of Hampton Roads Black Radio announcers, created by Dr. Phil Nelson, that used to be at 103 Jams and made the Quiet Star. Also, the young lady that does a lot of tremendous work, Dr. Glenda Parrish. You know, we have to come together and understand that there's a lot of people doing different things. But the one thing we need to do is recognize the people that are behind a movement. The Hampton Roads Black Radio Announcers is an organization that showcase Black radio in the 757, Norfolk, Virginia, Portsmouth, Virginia. WRAP was in Portsmouth, Virginia. 103 Jams, Wowee was in Norfolk, Virginia. My radio show now is in Virginia Beach, Virginia, on the World Wide Web. But what I try to get you to understand is the Bible said, no man is an island unto himself. We need everybody in our community and communities all over the United States to support this cause. Like anybody and everybody, someday we ain't going to be here. You see what they are doing now with Black history. Your president or the president of the United States is banning Black history. He wants to shut down the Black Museum in DC. And I'll be back down to City Hall to ask them, when are you going to build the African Culture Center in Virginia Beach, the museum? Everything else has been done. And we're still waiting over 6 or 7 years, and you haven't even broken ground on it. You haven't even broken ground. But I'll be calling city council people that's in my district and ask them, what's the problem? Then I'll call the person that's in charge of it, that's on city council. Why is it that you put a basketball court over there? Where you gonna build it? Where you gonna build it at? Now you said that costs about over $50,000 or $100,000 to put a basketball court out there? I don't know what it costs. I'm still waiting on the museum. So if you build that, where the parking going to be at for the museum? Where the building going to be at? How big the building going to be? How much parking space you'll be able to put over there for people to park at if they're going to a museum? You're not making sense. I know it's a promise. But there was people that promised things but kept their word when they won office. Seems like everything the mayor and the city council doing now is going back on things that already been by the government. Say, hey, the 10-1 system is what's going to be used in Virginia Beach. So you can't railroad the minorities, men and women of color, so they can't move forward. And if we can't move forward while we're living, what do you think is going to happen when we are no longer here? Our kids are going to suffer. But let me keep moving on. I keep getting off track. I'm sorry. I apologize. Forgive me. I got another person that I want to, since I'm on entertainment. This person, young lady, she's going to be down there June the 5th, down at the Ocean Front karaoke. Come on in here. Ella Rose.
Make sure you come on down June 5th and join us for karaoke on the ocean. Remember, sign up is first come, first serve. Sign up will begin at 6:45 p.m. sharp. See you there.
I want to send a mad shout out to Jason Taylor, who was watching. Thank you so much, Jason, for chiming in. And like I keep telling people, I'm going to be, I work solo with everything I do mostly. And I'm going to be inviting people. If you want to come on the screen, I'll invite you on the screen. If you want to make a comment live, give you a minute to talk or, to make a statement or to ask the question, that's coming too. But I keep trying to put things up to inform people of what we do and why I do it. This next young lady, I just love her to death. She's always on TikTok. And I said, I got to bring her on the show today as I kick off the 757 and people that's doing big things in the 757 on a small budget. Check her out.
Good morning. Happy Saturday, y'all. Happy Saturday, y'all. What's up? What's up? Man, Ash curled the hell out of my hair yesterday, and I did those parties, dog. My curl's gone. But it's alright. I got an anniversary party tonight, so I'm going to have to recurl my hair and get right, okay? But anyways, y'all know I don't want anything. I hope y'all have a beautiful, blessed day. Stay away from the negatives, stay with the positives, and just keep working until everything works out, because you know it will. God got y'all, man. Happy Saturday. Enjoy your day. Be safe, be productive, get shit done, and remember, you can't score without a goal, baby. If you miss that shot, just keep taking it. When I'm going to go in, you got this. God got you. I love you all. Enjoy your day. Mwah.
Hey, I'm just letting you know, we have some fantastic talent in the 757. And the reason I keep doing this show and talking about 757 artists is because I want you to understand it's not about me. It's about all of us. We have an obligation to the next generation. And, from talent to whatever people are trying to do, it is our job to make and pave the way. Can I play one from a man that did a lot of work when he was president?
He's incredibly arrogant and rude. Every previous U.S. president who gave a speech at West Point's graduation ceremony shook hands with every single graduate. He's the only one who left without shaking anyone's hand. What the hell is he trying to do? This New Yorker showed up to speak wearing that god-awful hat and claimed he rebuilt the military. What nonsense is he spouting? The U.S. military's strength is the result of over 200 years of hard work by all our predecessors. How dare he try to take all the credit for himself and treat the military like his personal property? He's living in a fantasy. Is he actually a reality television actor? He spends every day performing for the public about how great he is, but in reality, he's accomplished nothing good. He can't even be bothered to shake hands and makes the vice president do it instead. The vice president is really just his loyal lackey. Look at what he's done since taking office. Arbitrarily changing tariff policies, supporting Israel's war efforts, banning Harvard from admitting international students, and now launching Trump coin to scam people out of money. Typical businessman behavior. All I want to say is, what has he done for the country as president? What benefits has he brought to the people? Nothing. He's forever lost in the delusional world he's created for himself.
That's the show for today. Remember, it's about our future generation. Whether or not you like it, whether or not you're going to share this information, or whether or not you'll come back and view it again. But one thing for sure, God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son so that you and I could have a chance for everlasting life. It doesn't matter what others think about you or me. It's what you think about yourself. Remember, you're here for a reason. You're here for a reason, for our future generation. Everyone teach one, teach one, teach one. Our ancestors paid a big price to be in the land that was already theirs. That's why they say a man will not be accepted in his own homeland. They try to make you believe that everybody came over here on slave ships. No, they didn't. This is our land that God promised Moses. That's why it was called the Promised Land. Moses told Joshua, take the Israelites and the Hebrews into the Promised Land where I cannot enter. Moses never came to the United States. But the United States was part of Africa. Just like Russia want Ukraine, just like China want Taiwan. All these countries was a part, but it broke apart. Do your research, study oceanography. It's the earth beneath the ocean. When it breaks apart, it drifts apart. Just like Hawaii, at some point, Hawaii is drifted off. And the part of California that people come through Mexico and the bottom part of California, someday too, that part of California is going to break off and drift out into the Pacific Ocean. Know your history. It's a lot of reading. But hey, what else you got to do besides watch videos? To the next time we meet, to the next time we greet, thank you for joining me today. Thank you, and share, please.